Thank you all so much. We have a packed agenda today, and we are not going to waste a single moment. So just a quick look at the agenda, and if anyone could repaste the agenda that I copied into the chat, that would be great. Also, please rename yourself and then give your attendance, because we actually will be doing a vote in a little while. So that is something that we do need to do. So please go ahead and rename yourself with your name and your title. All right, so let's get going on this very packed agenda. Can you guys see my slides? It says loading on my side. Okay. All right, so our mission: we empower individuals to become effective communicators and leaders. We build new clubs and support all clubs in achieving excellence. And our mission, this one always makes me inspired. We provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. And our core values: integrity, respect, service, and excellence. This is just why we're here, and we have to reconnect with this. I'm going to actually talk about this right now. So I want us all to really reconnect with our why. We've got to reconnect with our why. And do you know why? I just started working a new job. So for the first 4 months of 2020, I worked 2 full-time jobs, not just one, but 2. I was the CTO of a startup that I co-founded, and I worked at GE Digital still, kept my day job, right? Plus my Toastmasters work. And during that time, I was 100% burned out and really, really, really exhausted. And if someone could just send Mona the link, she's looking for it. If anyone could just help me out there, thanks. All right, so I then got laid off from GE, which I was actually trying to get happen. And then I quit my CTO job because my co-founder and I had creative differences. So I actually found myself unemployed for 4 months. Let me tell you, blissful 4 months. Now, I think I was the only district director in the whole world that was not retired, but still was doing Toastmasters full time, okay? I worked about 50 hours a week, and that was amazing. It was such an amazing experience because I got to connect with Julie was furloughed. I don't know if she was very happy about that, but I was. George he says he's retired, but he actually works a lot. Ed, I don't know if Ed considers himself retired, but anyways, and Linda, she works way too much, but she was still there. And our team worked countless hours to put together a district success plan, to put together the budget. I got to meet with every one of my division directors. It was so great, really wonderful. But now that I've started my full-time job again, I'm remembering the empathy of all the people who are working full-time. And on top of that, how many people are homeschooling, right? Homeschooling on top of it. So I'm at the end of the day completely exhausted. And I gotta go, oh, why am I doing Toastmasters again? What's the why? And I want to reconnect with the why. So I'm asking you, we're actually a quarter done with the year. Can you believe that? We're done almost a quarter with the year. So it's time to reconnect. Why did you get into this? Why did you sign up to be an area director or a division director, a PQD? Like, why did you do it? And when you connect with the why, it re-motivates you and energizes you. And I think it's almost like a daily thing to say, you know, get recentered and say, like, what am I trying to do with my life? What do I want to accomplish by the end of 2020, by the July of 2021? What are my bigger reasons? And I want to share that in the first 8 days, and I've only worked at Instagram for 8 days now, I have learned more about how to run a software company than I've learned in my 20 years. And if I had this knowledge of just 8 days when I started my startup last year, I would have run such a better startup, okay? My team would have been 90% more effective. So I am so glad. And the reason I got the job at Instagram is because of Toastmasters. And you're probably wondering, how do you know that, Bet? I'll tell you. I did all my 7 interviews, rigorous interviews. And they said, you did really well. You did fine. but we need a little extra because we have a lot of other really good candidates. And there's only 6.9% of people who interview at Instagram that actually make it into the offer stage. So they said, please, can you give us a little bit extra? Like, why should we hire you? And so I put together a document with all my volunteer work. And guess what? It was mostly Toastmasters. But the good thing about Toastmasters is it's measurable. And this is why I want you guys to really think about your goals. It's measurable goals that I put on that extra document. And that's why they hired me. Out of the other however many candidates I got through. So please reconnect with your why. Take a few minutes today and ask yourself, what do I want to accomplish? Where am I going with my career, with my life, with my personal goals? And how can Toastmasters help me with that? That is something I wanted to share with you all this morning. And I hope that you do take time to do that. All right, moving on. That was my pep talk. Now, there's a lot of people who email me, even someone, I won't tell their name, called me because they thought they had scheduled a meeting with me because they had gotten an email from somebody that said, hey, Bet, can we talk at 10:30? And the person called me at 10:30. I'm like, I'm actually busy right now. Like, did you think I scheduled me? He's like, yeah, you emailed me and said, like, let's meet at 10:30. So I'm not going to name the person, you know who you are. But anyways, if it's me that sends you an email and it looks like, please buy me some gift cards or please send some money to this Nigerian account, please do not do it. In fact, do not respond. Always check to see if the address is from bet@d57tm.org. Okay? I have another email called betworld@gmail. I actually prefer you guys not to use that email because that's my personal email. So if it's not coming from this, please don't respond. Don't send them gift cards. Don't send money to an account. I'm not going to reimburse you, and neither will Toastmasters. So if you have any worries about this, George and I are still trying to work on like the IT background on what's going on. But really, this is just like something that can happen from anywhere, right? So always just check the from. And if it's not the actual email address that it's supposed to be, then please do not respond to it because then they know you're an active person. And then they'll continue to bother you and try to get you to buy them iTunes gift cards. All right, moving on. All right, let's do a spotlight. Okay, everyone turn off your video. I really love this, my favorite part of the meeting. Turn off your video, turn them off. I still see a few people. Let's see. Okay, a few people, turn them off. Who's the people who don't have their video off? Everyone off, 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 off. Winnie, I can see you, and Bill, I see you. Turn off your video, Winnie. Okay, only one more person. Okay, good. Now, turn on your video if you finish your club visit. Let's see who is. I'm gonna stop sharing. Oh man, I have too many buttons. Okay, stop sharing. All right, who is it? Let's see. I see, oh boy, I gotta go in gallery view. All right, everyone go in gallery view so you can see all the people. Now you have finished your club visit report and you've submitted it. Turn on your video if you've submitted your club report. Uh-oh, this was my worry. I have received 2 club visit reports and they're both from Division G. So I think that if you guys have finished your club visit, but you haven't submitted the report yet, that's the next thing to do. And actually, that's the next thing on my little to-do. All right, if you have visited your club and you're almost done with your club visit, turn your video on. Now you guys can turn back on your video. All right, Smita, Ashley, Elliot, Vicky, Anna Ruth, Brooke, Cassandra, Teresa, Winnie. Is this everyone? Anyone else? I saw a few people earlier. Okay, Brooke, let's see. People are jumping around. Anyone new? All right, well, I really appreciate it. Stacy, you guys, thank you so much for doing your area visits, but it's time to put it in. If you don't put the paperwork in, we can't read it. And the thing is, we're going to read these, and especially your division directors. It helps us know which clubs that we need to focus on. all right? So one thing that Julie and I are worrying about is like, which clubs are we gonna lose this year? Because if we lose some clubs, you know, that could happen, but we want to be able to rebuild, and we wanna know how many clubs we have to rebuild, all right? So it's really important for us to know what those club reports are. So please go ahead and finish those. The date is coming up, and I think it's actually November, but that sounds like it's really far away. But trust me, the days just fly by. This year, it's September of 2020. So it's flying by. All right, thank you guys so much. And you guys can all turn your videos back on now. I just wanted to share that. All right, I am so excited about my next announcement. And this is going to blow your minds, at least I think so. All right, so let's move to the next slide. All right, so we had a promotion this year that I actually stole from another district. It's called No Officer Left Behind. This is a huge challenge because you have to get 7 out of 7 officers in all your clubs. And you guys know you always have those one club that's like, I hate Toastmasters, I don't even know why I'm in it. And you're like, why are you a club, right? So there's 2 area directors who actually got every single one of their clubs to do this. Does anyone want to know who wants to know? Ooh, everyone, oh wow, everyone wants to know. Okay. Woo! Winnie and Tong! Oh, I stepped on a kid. Yay! Where are you guys? So turn on your videos. Let's see. Oh my goodness. I am so proud of you guys, or you ladies. Thank you so much. And it is pure annoying being, right? It's like constant reminders. So Winnie and Ma and Tong, can you guys turn on your speaker, unmute, and tell us like any tips, because there's another chance for everyone to win this. And we're gonna mail you this shirt as soon as I finish designing it. But you guys, please share some wisdom. Like, how did you make this happen? Because everyone wants to know. Who wants to, Winnie, you look like you're ready to go. Share some wisdom.
Good morning, everyone. I just would like to share with you some information. I have all the club officers trained on Friday. That was almost like the last day, but I still have missed one club officer. And finally, I sent out an email to George and Beth and make sure that if I can be able to train this person. So on Saturday evening, I trained him late at night. So finally, we get the last club officers trained. I think I would like to share with you that you can go an extra mile by doing this yourself, because Beth said that, you know, if you are missing 1 or 2, you as an area director, you can train that person. And I get the slides from George. Thank you so much, George and Beth, you know, for making this happen. Thank you. Okay. It's a teamwork. It's not for me, it's from all the clubs. Okay, thank you.
Winnie, you're amazing. Thank you so much. And Tong, what was your secret? How did you get all your officers trained?
All right. Before the training, I sent a couple of reminders once in a while, telling them the district incentives. And then I keep sending reminders. And also George updated which officers are trained. And every time I got an update, I send a status update to every club saying, hey, you have these officers or this position that haven't been trained. So I sent emails to individual club presidents. I think they just acted on. And I continue until the last training we provided. So I guess every officer got trained at the last training, but I wasn't as good as Winnie, because Winnie can provide her own training to the officers. So that's really great. I'm so glad I got all the officers because of the presidents, they reacted.
Awesome. Well, I really appreciate both of you. And I think, remember, we have another chance, and these shirts are very high quality. I made one for Kevin Markle as a present for last year, and it is very high quality. It's a really nice shirt, and it's going to have this very good find your voice, make a difference design, so you can really show that off as you go out socially distanced. All right, thank you guys. That's wonderful. Now I have so much more stuff to share because we had so many clubs that actually got 7 out of 7, but maybe not necessarily all in one area, besides Winnie and Tong. But 48 clubs got 7 out of 7. It's 32% of the distance of the district. So I'm going to go through these, and we can mail this out, but just like celebrate. Like I have like 7 pages of this, and I'm way over my time in the budget right now. But there's so many people who worked so hard, and I appreciate this. These clubs are going to be set up for success. Just because the clubs all know the officers know what's going on, there's so much better chance for them to win. So thank you all for the 7 out of 7 winners. All right, I have a few other quick updates. Mona is our new admin manager. You guys all may remember Mona. She was our timer at the contests. You want to say something, Mona?
Yes, hi. This is my absolute pleasure to be here.
Mona, we're very excited to welcome you as our admin manager, and she did a great job on Monday at the business meeting. And now I want to welcome Donica. Donica, where are you? I wonder if there is fires or something up in G. Anyways, Donica has been working hard since like the second day after the election, working hard as a Division G director, and we just ratified her. So I just want to officially welcome her so that she knows that it's all official and she'll get credit for the year. But she's actually been working the entire time, and I do have a misspelling there. I'm sorry, Donica. All right, and then we had an amazing business meeting on Monday, and we passed the budget unanimously, which is, I haven't seen that done in a long time, if ever. There's always that one person's like, I don't like it for some reason, and you're like, okay. And I just want to thank the team again. Linda Patton, our finance manager, worked tirelessly, and she worked really hard with the whole team. Do you want to say anything, Linda? I'm way over my time right now. You can just wave. So thank you, Linda, so much for all the hard work. All right, 2 other things. Plan your contests. I actually sent out a spreadsheet with all the areas and divisions. You know what? We're going to be virtual. So there's nothing you need to do except plan it. Just pick a date and try to pick a date that's not the same as other people, okay? And the reason why is because you're all going to be competing for the same judges, for the same timers like Mona was, right? You're going to have a hard time getting people if you have your event on the same day as someone else. So get your time on there and then try to pick a date that's not the same as someone else. And don't make it like at a different time of the day, okay? If you're like 6 p.m. and someone's at 7, like that's not gonna work. Try to pick a different date, and the earlier the better. You guys can all plan your contest right now, and this will help you be graceful because you won't have so much stress. All right, and I already reminded you guys about your club visits. All right, let me turn it over to Linda now to talk about profit and loss.
Thank you, Bet. This is actually really exciting. As of August 31st, we have a profit of $7,006.88. Now you ask sort of why. We just did TLIs. We should have had some huge expenses in July and August. And the answer is we're virtual. So all of those room rentals, meals, that kind of thing, we didn't have to spend this year. So, and the cool thing too, and we thank Bet so very much for this, was she did a contest in July and August for renewals. And there were 40, Bet, am I correct? It was 40 clubs? You're muted.
39.
39 clubs that did 8 or more renewals before the end of the month. Because of that, we have actually exceeded what was in the budget. The district's reserve amounts for July and August totaled $2,736. And as you can see, we actually brought in $7,734.02. We are golden at the moment. And I just got a note from TI International to say that they have put our budget up and it's ready to go. So I thank all of you who are at the business meeting and who ratified this budget, because it means a whole lot to me as the finance director, but also for you. We can begin managing our dollars. And that's all I have, Beth.
And I'm on mute. Thank you so much, Linda. Great job.
Thank you.
All right, and now I'm going to call up Abe, our awards chair, to launch the District Bucks program, which everyone is dying to know more about. Abe.
Hello, thank you, Bet. We're all excited about our new District Bucks program. So I'm not going to talk about the origin of the word bucks, but you can look it up. The idea here is to invest District 57 funds to achieve club growth and excellence. And in the past, clubs that would receive funds would spend them right away on their training, their contests, and other events for food and venues. Because we're going virtual these days, that money can be made available for other things for the club. So that's why we created the District Bucks program. Each club will have an account showing the total number of dollars that they have, that they've gotten from awards and incentives. The club can then spend that amount of money, the District Bucks, on anything that they need. So there's a small, it might be hard to read, spreadsheet here that shows that CBC had an open house for $50. They had a success plan for $20, and that's 70, but they submitted a receipts for $15 and their running total is $55. So the club can spend that $55 on anything that they want except alcohol. So if the club has been wanting to get a projector, for example, when we start opening up and meeting again, that money can be used for that. So it's a new program. Let all of your clubs know about it. I think it's going to be a very valuable program for us. Thank you, Beth.
Can we access this spreadsheet?
Beth, can
Yes, go ahead.
I clarify something?
Yes.
Something else you cannot spend your District Bucks on are gift cards.
Oh, yes.
It is
Thank
a
you.
violation of our nonprofit status to have cash or cash equivalents spent on individuals. So please do not submit a receipt for gift cards into Concur, because I will kick it back and tell you no.
Yes, and we are going to be putting out more information about what club funds can be used for shortly. We needed to get through the district meeting, the business meeting, so that we could focus on the next big thing. So more information will be coming out shortly. Thank you so much, Abe. And we have information up on the website, and more information will be coming the next week or two about that. Excellent. And now let's talk about the thing we've all been waiting for, the district success plan. So I'm going to ask George first to talk through just highlights, George, for maybe a minute and a half or so. What are some highlights from the district success plan that you're excited about?
Thank you, Beth. Some of the things that we mentioned that we have to work on, of course, for this year, the success depends on us operating well in an online environment. This is quite new for us. It just started last spring. So we have a special focus on that. One of our challenges is that not every club is meeting online. So we need to continue to work with our clubs to get more of a meeting online, because if they're not meeting, they're not getting the benefits that come from Toastmasters. We also need to keep working on our training. One of the good things that is a side effect of the pandemic is because we could not meet online, we did training online, couldn't meet offline. And we got a very high percentage, higher percentage of our officers trained and our clubs qualified than we have in any previous year. So there are some benefits in an odd way about that. One particular strategy, and this is to help clubs continue to meet, is we're going to continue to provide these Zoom meetings for any club that wants it, your club meeting, so that you can continue meeting. Ed Cullen is the focus on that. I call him the Zoom czar. So you can hit up Ed if you want to try a meeting and you haven't. And area directors, I'm asking you all to work with those clubs, particularly the ones that don't seem to want to meet. There are some nice things about meeting online. Yes, it is different than meeting in person, but there are some nice things about meeting online. If you can just get them to try it, I think that some of them might like it. Back to you, Beth.
Awesome. And I know Julie actually had to work this morning. Julie, are you on? Were you able to join? Julie? All right. I think she did tell me she had to work this morning. All right. We're a team. And that's the good thing is that when someone has something happen, we cover for each other and we help each other. All right. So I'm going to go over some of the aspects of Julie's plan. So Julie we're aiming, by the way, for distinguished by March 31st. And the reason, the club quality part, and even for me as a PQD last year, it is not that difficult for us. We are so good at awards. Our members love doing awards, right? Right, George?
Yes, they do.
We love doing the awards, so that's not the problem. But the thing that's a challenge for our club, and this is where Julie comes in, is growth. And that is why we have really focused on open houses. We started promoting the open house program immediately as soon as we started this year. Sally everyone knows Sally. She's not even wearing her fun hat today, but Sally is this energy ball, and she's been running this open house program. How many open houses have we done, Sally? I know you're gonna have a minute later, but all right, she's gonna look up.
I'm not sure, but there have been quite a few that have been coming through, and I didn't know I was speaking today, so I'll put together something really quickly. But yeah, open houses rock, and I've got it down now.
Awesome. So we put that in the district success plan. Also club coaching. So we have another rock star in Ashley Harkness, who is running our club coach program. And he also has time to go over the details later. So I don't want to kill all the time right now. Another thing is new clubs. We just have rockstar. Dennis Dawson's our new club lead, extension chair, just incredible powerhouse. And he has a whole 30 minutes later in the meeting today to talk about that. So really we're putting in great people to build the clubs in the areas that we need. And we're doing the things we know that work, right? And we're innovating and learning. And that's basically a summary of Julie's area. So now I would like to ask everyone, if first of all, did everyone read the success plan? Come on, guys, don't lie.
Yes.
Oh, wow, very good, very good. All right, and actually, I would like to make a motion that we approve the club success plan. Does anyone?
Second.
Thank you very much. And is there any discussion?
Point of order.
Yes.
I don't think the chair can make the motion. The chair calls for the motion.
I would like to call for a motion. Thank you, Sally. I didn't pull my whole parliamentarian team on today.
This is Lisa Fairchild. I make a motion that we approve the district success plan.
I think that I have to have either area director or division director. Sorry, Lisa.
Okay.
This is Ashley Harkness, and I move that we approve the district success plan.
I heard a motion to approve the district success plan. And now can I have a second again?
This is Brooke Renapang, and I second the motion to approve the district success plan.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Brooke. And Mona, just please note down all the people who made the motions and second them. So let's go ahead. I launched the poll, and so far, yes is winning. There's no one who doesn't want to approve it. I don't understand. I mean, there's got to be something that people are just like, why did they do this?
Well, it was so good. What's there to disapprove of?
I don't know. All right. I'm going to wait for another 20 seconds just to make sure anyone who's just like, they should have formatted it differently. Honestly, it's just like the club success plan, which is very long and sometimes a little bit tedious. They made us fill this out. And we actually, as soon as you guys approve it, I'm going to submit it to TI. We will have submitted all the proper paperwork to be a distinguished district if we should become one. By the way, the goal, and I think we kind of glossed over this, is to be distinguished by March 31st. And why March 31st? The reason why is because if we miss that, we still have a window to finish up, and we don't have to kill ourselves for the last few weeks of the year. When we became distinguished before COVID-19 with Diane Ployce, we were calling people. We were like, I mean, it was around the clock. I was up all night. The amount of stress and the amount of gray hair that I have is probably from those last few weeks as being a club growth director. And I don't want that. I want us to come out of 2021 district year feeling energized, feeling excited, feeling ready to help George, if he should so win, run another district year and have a great time. Like, why burn ourselves out? So if we get distinguished by March 31st, we could just take the rest of the year off and just like go to the beach. All right, we have 40% or 81% of the people have voted, and it's unanimous. So I'm going to go ahead and end the poll. Thank you so much, everyone. I really appreciate that. And so Mona, can you just document that we have unanimously passed the district success plan? Woo! Share results. All right. So that was wonderful. And we only have to do these kind of voting things a few times a year. So that's great. All right, let's move on. We have a ton of chair updates. So let me go ahead and share my screen. And the first up, I believe, is Ashley. Am I right, Ashley?
Yes, you are right. Thank you very much, Bet. Fellow Toastmasters and leaders, hooray! I have to tell you, I have a special team of coaches and trainers ready to serve the district in every way. And there's a lot of them who are already doing this. Let's talk about club coaching first. You know, we have 145 clubs in our district, and of them, 51 have only 12 members, and several of those are much less than that. Why is that? Come on, area directors, get out there, get into those clubs, find out what it's all about. And for the ones that need it, and there are quite a few, get to find out where the people are who can be coaches. Remember, coaching is still a big, big part of Pathways. You don't want to miss out on this opportunity. And there's plenty of time to get a club up to distinguished. Now, what's the deal here? Well, first of all, there are about 51 clubs that are 12 or less. We're talking about almost 33%. Why is that? Go find out and tell me. Of those, 6 are in serious trouble. They have less than 8. And at the end of the month, September, they're going to be suspended. Now, what does that mean? It means they're on the brink. They're in a rushing car towards the edge of the cliff. And when it gets to the edge of the cliff, it may well be too late. Toastmasters has ways to bring them back from the cliff. Basically, it's called reinstatement for the first month. And after that, well, it gets more severe. Don't let that happen. I'm working with a club in F32 right now. It's called Toast Ranchers. They used to be GE Electric, but GE left town, left them there. I visited them and said, well, what do you want to do? You got to hear this. This was a week and a half ago. They said, we want to put on an open house. In 1 week, says I? They said, yeah, we did. I have to say, a lot of Toastmasters, at least 25, came out when I put out the call and said, these people need some people to come and fill the chairs. And it's working. It is really working. This can be your story too. Look real close at what is on the TI website for your division in your area. Now also remember that if it's 12, they may have gotten another member. So be careful about that if you're looking for a coach. Find the coaches and tell me, I can't do all of that myself. You're part of the coach finding team. You're elected right now. Do it. And then we'll all be able to stand back and say, isn't this wonderful? In the last few seconds I have, I want to remind you that we have a Train the Trainer coming up. It'll be on November 14th. It's going to start at 8 o'clock in the morning and go till 1. I have a whole great big group of people who are going to be the trainers for that. And I want to thank everyone because this has been a lot of work too. So with that, Bet, I hand it back to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Ashley. I really appreciate that. And I can't believe these overachievers like Ashley. I think he's a president of like 5 clubs, or at least an officer, and he's an area director, and he's the club coach, and he's the trainer. So I don't think everyone needs to do that, but if you love it, we'll give you opportunities around here. All right, I want to just do a really quick reminder on Zoom that everyone can get a Zoom. We do have a problem with Wednesdays, and I know, I think it's Smita that emails me about 4 times a day to remind me about this. So we are working hard to get our 9th Zoom account, but if you do need to get an update or any other things around your Zoom, please email info. The thing is, if you just email me or even Ed directly, we don't have a trail. We want to know if we have to reconfigure things. We can look at info and see has come through. So please be patient. We are about to get that next Zoom account. And there was a question, Ed and George, around passwords and other things. Is there any kind of thing that we're going to be changing around our Zoom process? Ed or George, you guys know about that? Because I am getting a little bit of emails about it. And if you just say like, we don't know right now, we'll let you guys know. That's also fine.
Don't worry about it.
Okay, don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
Awesome. All right, now I'm going to turn it over to Bill Holsley. We actually we're doing something brand new, and I actually stole this again from another district that ran a corporate program conference. And I said, Bill, take this, and he is running with it. So Bill, tell us all about the Corporate Club Extravaganza.
Good morning, fellow Toastmasters. It is my pleasure to tell you about a fantastic event that we have planned for October 17th. Please mark your calendars. And more importantly, help me to spread the word. This is going to be a fantastic event where we're going to highlight key clubs that have just been exploding and great examples of success. First off, we're going to kick off with a fantastic World Championship speaker. Remember Roger from our district conference, or excuse me, contest? He was our target speaker, and he was phenomenal. We're going to have him kick off our event, and then we're going to have 2 special sessions, one highlighting on Autodesk and the next on Toastronics. And we're going to look at the success of those great clubs and use them as a model for other clubs in the district. So you don't want to miss this event. But I really need your help, area and division directors, to spread the word. Get the information about Corporate Club Extravaganza out to your clubs and get them involved and make sure that they attend. But we're really focusing on our corporate clubs, but a lot of the information that you're going to see is going to be applicable to all different types of clubs, of course, including community clubs. And then we're going to follow up with a networking session, allow people to understand and work with one another, and really importantly, spread the information. How many times have you had a seminar, but then you don't get to network with other key leaders? So that will be a key part of our seminar of Corporate Club Extravaganza. Back over to you, Beth. First of all, are there any questions from the floor?
Unfortunately, we don't have any time for questions, Bill, but everyone should be able to email you. Put your email in the chat, and also you guys can chat with each other on the chat and ask me questions. Unfortunately, we are running tight on time because I spent a lot of time celebrating. We had so many amazing achievements this morning. All right, next up, I'm going to call our club speakers bureau. I'm sorry, our speakers bureau, and I don't have a slide for this. So Gary, are you ready to talk about this new thing that we actually used to have a long time ago, and we're restarting? So Gary, please come on and talk to us about this incredible system and what does it mean and how can we get involved?
Thank you, Beth. Yes, and so far I've been really delighted about the response I've received at individuals that are interested in participating in the Speakers Bureau. Right now I'm in the process of identifying where we're going to host it, and I believe it'll be on a free TOSI's website. One thing I do need is I'd like to get at least 2 individuals that'll step forward to help me, somebody that's really familiar with the helping us develop this website. Number one, and then I want someone to work with me to really help us promote this. I'm going to be contacting the area directors with information asking you to help promote it to your clubs. Also, I've been researching organizations that hold either weekly or monthly meetings, so we have a group outside of Toastmasters where we can promote our speakers. Also, we'll be setting up each person that chooses to participate a speaker's one sheet, so we have a way to quickly capture their topics they speak on. And ideally, I would love to have each person that's going to participate create a little 1 minute or maybe a 1.5 minute video so that individuals can actually see them and get a sense of the individual and what they're speaking about. And so I've, in a nutshell, that's my goal, and that's where I am right now. So thank you, and I'm excited about the opportunity to develop the Speakers Bureau here in District 57.
Gary, I think these are the kind of things that really make our district even more special. We have these incredible speakers who really want to get out there, and it just brings our district to the next level. And these are things that Diane and Kevin and I wanted to do 2-3 years ago, and we were just getting the basic stuff done. So we've built on everyone's achievement, and we're here now to do the next level. So I'm so thankful that you're on the team.
Thank you.
Awesome. And now I want to bring Sally on the spot. Sally, talk to us about open house. What's going on?
All righty then, open houses. This is one of the most exciting parts of the Toastmasters year as far as I'm concerned. Well, of course, I'm the chair, right? We have had quite a few open houses, but I need to remind clubs, you need to let me know. I haven't gotten information from very many clubs, but I would like to make 2 call outs. One to C Toastmasters in Division I, who just ran a phenomenal open house. They had 57 guests, count them, 57. And when you're on a virtual meeting, you can handle this. I'd also like to give a call out to Lakeside Speakeasy in Division D. They had an open house. They had 14 guests and a new member from that. I don't know how many new members C Toastmasters got out of their open house, but I'm sure quite a few. Be sure and email me. I'll put my email in the chat. It is openhouse@d57tm.org. That's the email to use. I'll get it if you send it to my Toastmaster email, but it's better to send it to this email so that I can put all these emails together and be sure that I have your information. Another exciting point, Toastmasters bucks. You get 50 Toastmaster bucks in your account just for running the open house. And then using the Concur, you can be reimbursed account to account, so no checks written. So this is a very, very exciting year for Toastmasters, particularly with the virtual meetings and our opportunities for open houses. Back to you, Bet.
I love open houses, and we really pushed them hard when I was club growth director, and they just work. They work, and that's why we do them. And Sally, you're bringing so much good energy and excitement to this whole thing. So I'm very, very pleased with the progress. And I don't know if you just mentioned this one, but I was at one a few weeks ago that had, I think, 65 people or 56, something like that. But it blew me away. So these things really, really do a great job. All right, I'm going to now turn it over to George for the dashboard quiz. So George, are you ready for the dashboard quiz? And by the way, if anyone needs to take a break, you know, we're all adults. Just mute yourself, turn your video off, do the things you need to do. You know, it's just we have so little time, and I'm really trying to get a lot done because I value everyone's time. So I'm going to turn it over to George now for the dashboard quiz. Take it away.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Beth, for telling everyone they can leave just as I'm about to start talking.
Oops.
What we're going to talk about is a topic that I've spent a lot of time on and would like to have you think more about, which is finding useful Toastmaster data. Now, why is this? Now, you are all area directors, division directors, other folks helping out, particularly for the area directors. When you go out to your clubs, you get a lot of really insight. You see how they're meeting, you see what the culture is, what the tone is, how strongly their meetings are running. But you can't spend all your time every day at every one of their meetings. You're gonna, during the year, you're going to need to see how they're doing. Are they progressing okay on their program? Is their educational program working? Are they doing things like paying dues? And there's a place we can get all this. Toastmasters maintains an official set of data, and some of you have found it and are very comfortable with it. Other folks need a little help. So that's what we're doing. So in the chat, just as I came on, I posted the same reference sheet that I sent last night, finding Toastmasters data for area directors and division directors. What I'm going to do is a session in 2 parts. First, we're going to go through some ideas on how to find things. I'm going to show you where some things are, and then we're going to have a little experience, a little operating experience. And Bet, for some reason, your name is showing up when I go to speaker view. Not sure what's happening there. So let me share my screen, and we are going to jump right into the dashboard. This is the dashboard. Toastmasters maintains it. I'm also going to put into the chat the URL for it. Come on, chat. No, I'm not. Anyway, dashboards up at the top. Dashboards.toastmasters.org. The actual official starting point for the dashboard doesn't have a district in it. This is what the dashboard looks like. So when Ben and I and Julie are interested in how we're doing compared to the rest of the world or to our region, this is where we go. You can start there. This is a great place. And you just have to go down and click on District 57. This link is something you're going to use over and over again. I suggest that you copy this link, put it in your bookmarks, put it in your favorites, whatever you call it. You can grab it like that, and you can copy it right to your dashboard. So I've now got that link. So let's look at what's available. You notice on this main tab here, there's 3 tabs: district performance, division and area, and club performance. Club performance is the same as DCP. When you see club performance, think DCP. Let's go look at that. What we have here is basically the DCP record for every club in the district for the current year, the current date. You can check up here. This allows you to do things like go back to previous years. You could go and see how the clubs were doing last year. You can see how they were doing in January, anything you want to do. But normally you want to set this to the most recent date. Notice we have a little guide right up at the top, club goals, goal number 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 2. 1 through 6 are the educational goals. 7 through 10 are other club goals. And just a reminder, to be distinguished, you need 5 goals, selected 7, presidents is 9, in addition to meeting the membership requirements of 20 members or a gain of 5 by June 30th. You have until June 30th. Now let's go look at some specifics. So I'm going to scroll down. We have every club here in division and area order. So you just scroll down to your club. Let's go down to A22 and look at a couple of things. So here I am. There's Division A right there. There's the areas all in a row, and we are now looking at Island City. We can tell a lot from just glancing at this. For example, we know that Island City has already met 6 DCP goals. We know that they have 21 members. See where it says membership on this column heading, and it says to date? That says they've got 21. While they're doing good, they're above the minimum. Now, how do we know the goals? Over here on the right, we've got the 4 categories of goals: education, membership, training, and renewals and officer lists. If you see a number in gray, that says they've achieved something, they've gotten some award, but it's not done. If you see the number in bold, such as this bold number 4 under education, that says they've achieved that goal. What's goal number 1? 4 level 1s, right? What's goal number 2? 2 level 2s. Now, let me show you a trick, because I realize not all of you have memorized the DCP completely like I have. So here's a trick just to help you remember things. And if I want to look at all the clubs in the area or the division, this view is a great one. But say you're about to go in to visit one of your clubs and you really like to just remind yourself where they stand. Go over here and click on the name or the number for the club. Again, we're on Island City. And it brings up a detail sheet just on that club. And not only does it have those same numbers, it also has a longer explanation of what each goal is. So here we are. To get a level 1 completed, you have to have 4 goals, and the club to date has got 4 goals. Level 2, the goal has to be 2 level 2s, and the club has it. Goal 3 is 2 more level 2s. It says you need 2 more. Oh, the club's only got 1 so far. Level 3, you need 2 level 3s. Oh, they've got 3 of them. They more than met that one. And you can go all the way down the list. The training is divided into 2 training periods. We've just completed the first training period. They needed to have a minimum of 4. They got 6. Fantastic. Not quite the 7 they wanted, but really good. So that's how the DCP works. Now let's look at another tab. There's 3 tabs up here that are all important, particularly to district, area, division officers. Let's look at the division and area performance tab. This is a simpler listing. The main thing we're looking for here, the main thing that shows you is whether the club is paid. So for example, if we go down to Area 22, Island City again, yeah, I'm picking on Island City. They're doing just fine this year. We see under renew, see the renewals column here? Under October, it says Y for yes. So they have paid, and by paid, it means we have at least 8 members have paid their dues. All right. April's are all no's. It also shows, this is for Bet and I and Julie to check on, and the division director, it also shows whether the club visits have been done yet. Still got a ways to go here on this one. And this is also for your area directors. If you've submitted your area visit, your club visit report, the next day you can come and check on this and see if it registered. Could be a problem, things like that happen. It also has a reminder of the memory to date and the goal. So the division and area report is mostly where you go to for renewals and club visits. There's another important thing on this page. We're not going to worry about it too much this early in the year, but for each area, it reminds us what the goals are. If you want to be, so I'm right in here in area goals on area 1 now. To be distinguished, 3 of your clubs you need to have 3 paid clubs. To be select distinguished, you need 3 paid clubs. To be president distinguished, you need 4 paid clubs. Same thing with the number of distinguished clubs. For the area to be distinguished, 2 of the clubs in this area have to be distinguished. For select 3, for president 3, and there are other requirements as well. So as we get closer to the end of the year, you'll be able to come back to this and see how you are doing as an area or a division. Similar numbers for a division. All right, the third part we want to look at, other major tab here is district performance. I'm up at the top again, I'm looking at district performance. What's in district performance? Mostly, this is all about payments. We are interested in payments. And by the way, at the very top, these 3 boxes, paid clubs to date, payments. It's not enough for us as a district to have a certain number of clubs. We need to have a certain number of payments as well. Looking down here again, we're sorted by division, area, and club. And the main thing we're going to get out of this is membership payment. So Here in Area 1, you've got 19 total membership payments. Cherry City has 12. Island City, remember we said Island City is paid for the year, then they got the renewals. They've got 13 payments. So that's how we know. Here's the good example. This is the kind of things as an area director you can check on. You look at the other screen that said Toastmasters is not paid. You come over to the district tab here and you see, well, they've got 7 payments. They only need 1 more. So this is low hanging fruit. This is an easy one to go for, is to talk to them and see how you can get that 1 more goal paid. So all the way down here, another little shortcut you can do if you're one of the higher numbered divisions, you can shrink these so you can have your division be right at the top if you want to do that. And one thing I also want to point out is on all 3 of these tabs, district, division, and club, there's an export tab on the upper right here. Do the export, you can download it to your computer as a CSV, which easily imports into a spreadsheet. This is for those of you that want to do a little more sorting and analysis. Very easy to do that. There's one other major area here that we need to talk about, because again, this is data you will probably be needing and using over the year. And that is over on the left, daily reports. Daily reports. See, we've got everything to daily reports is a different type of set of reports. I'm going to click on daily reports. Now again, I'm looking at District 57. I'm looking at 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 11 different reports. Different times of the year, you're going to see those. Awards are important to everyone. So let's look at awards. Educational achievements current year. This is a different kind of report. When we looked at club performance, which is DCP, we were looking at the goals as counted. So the computers at Toastmasters are calculating all this and coming out with it. In this report, this is the raw data. This you can see everyone that earned an award, what club they gave it to, for example. And it starts out sorted by club order. So club number 182, Santa Rosa. We can see at a glance, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 awards have been earned so far this year. Brooke is very active in the Santa Rosa Club, as well as others too. Donica's got one there too. This is useful sometimes when you say, well, it's not in the DCP report. I look in the DCP report and I'm not seeing, there doesn't seem to be getting credit for an award that I know a member earned. So that you can come to this report and see where the award was in fact filed. Now, I've got shocking news for you. Not all of your VP of Educations are equally comfortable submitting reports, doing the approvals in Basecamp, submitting them. So this is an easy way when the VP or president says, we're not getting credit for that level 2 I submitted, to come over here to this report and see if it is actually showing up. That's one of the main values of this section. And by the way, you can sort this by anything. So you can sort by, if you, instead of looking at club number, you'd rather look up club name, you just sort by this header, click on it twice and it changes the order. So it's easy to go find what you want. You can check on numbers. One thing I want to point out before we leave this one, see all of these listings that say number dash name unavailable. These are members that have opted out at Toastmasters of having their name shown in public reports. That's their prerogative. They're allowed to do that. What I found out though is that some people just automatically opted out of everything, and then when you ask them, they say, well, yeah, sure, I want my reports visible. So a member can change this. They can log in to their profile on the Toastmasters website, go into the privacy section, and they can change this so that their name is available in the awards report. I've answered several questions on this. So let's switch up now and go back to applying what we learned. So here's a question for you. Get out your browsers, fire it up. And here's a question for you. How many current members does Speakers Forum have? How many current members does Speakers Forum have? Well, what report are we going to look on? We said the club performance is the same as DCP. So I'm going to club performance. Now, I didn't tell you what division or area Speakers Forum is. If you're asking about it, you probably know. But we can just scroll down. I'm gonna cheat, and I'm gonna use my browser in Google on Chrome and in Windows. I can just type in some part of that name, like forum, and look what it does. It jumps me down there. So how many members does Speakers Forum have right now? Membership to date, 29. Here's a different kind of question. How many more awards do they need to complete goal 1? Here's goal number 1, education number goal 1. It's got a 1 there, it's not bold. So the bold says there's not bold, so it's not done. How many do they need? We need to remind ourselves, what is goal number 1? Someone unmute your audio and tell me what goal number 1 is.
4 level 1s.
4 level 1s. I can always count on that. And they've got 1. So they need 3 more, don't they?
Yeah. 3 more.
Yeah. Sorry?
3 more.
Yep, there we go. 3 more. Fantastic. How many more awards do they need to complete level 2 or goal number 2?
None. They reached it.
Fantastic. I can tell you've all been paying attention. Next time I'm going to have Kate give this because she knows all this stuff. Let's do one more and then we're trying to get ourselves back on time here. How many clubs in area A22 have completed October renewals? I'm going to wait and see if someone will get it. What report am I going to find this on? Which of these tabs do I want to go to find out about October renewals?
Division and area performance?
Fantastic. You're a good group. A22. How many clubs in A22 have completed their October renewals? Someone tell me before I scroll down. How many?
2.
2. Is there an echo in the room? Here's A22. Here they are. And under the renewals column, October, yes, indeed, there's 2 Y's for 2 yeses. So there's 2 of them. And then you're going to do one more. How many total awards has Santa Rosa 182 earned? Now, I want to see the details this time. I don't want to see the summary numbers. I want to see the details. Where am I going to go for that report?
Club status? No, club performance.
You're going to go to their DCP report.
We want full details on each award. We want to check and see whether the DCP has it right. We're going to go to daily reports. Yeah, I know it's a trick question, isn't it? I want to know how many clubs how many total awards has 182 Santa Rosa done?
Education achievement.
Current year, not Education Achievements Archive. Very good, Lisa.
8.
Now, I use 182 because they're near the top of the page. Total awards that they've earned.
8.
Well, it's kind of messy. I have to actually get out my fingers and toes and count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's one trick. Here's another reason why you might want to use this report. Suppose someone's filed a report and you look in the DCP and they're not getting credit for it. Toastmaster only gives credit for 1 award of each type in each club in each year per member. So if someone's just really a ball of fire and earned 2 level 1s in the same year, the DCP report will only show 1 of them. But you can come here and find out whether they did them or not, okay? Okay, that concludes our section on the reports. You are all now data experts, and you can always email me to get more information, or if you have a question about how these work or what's in them, I just put my email in the chat again, although I know you've all got it. So Bet, we're back to you for the remainder of the program.
George, I appreciate everything you went over. And last time we did this quiz, you didn't even give anyone any prep, and you just gave them like questions to answer. So today you gave them a lot of prep, and I really appreciate that. So we are about to go to our section on club growth and how to start new clubs. I am really incredibly pleased with the set of people who are going to be presenting today. And before I have Dennis Dawson go ahead and share the things that he's going to do, I want to just talk about renewals really quickly. So we are doing really wonderful on renewals. I had so many things to say this morning. We actually are number 8 in the whole world. We were number 3, then we went to number 4, and this week we're number 8 as far as club payments. I know, it's good. Thank you, Smita. One person is very impressed. But the reason why is because we ran this incentive around paying early. But now we have to find the people who forgot to pay. And I am very worried that a lot of treasurers feel uncomfortable with using things like PayPal and Square and all these other kinds of mechanisms. And maybe people are still writing checks. So it's time to remind your officers to do renewals, to find out how are you doing renewals, because people may need help. They may just need that little extra help. And I want to remind you guys, Winnie Ma and Tong won because they went the extra mile. So if you can help us reach out to the clubs and ask, are you having problems with renewals? Do you have a plan? Do you need help? Right? Have the empathy, because it is new. People used to be able to just walk up and hand a check, and now it's a different system. So have some empathy and just reach out and see if people are doing well. All right, so renewals, and we are looking for a renewals chair. So if there's someone here who's an overachiever, I mean, it is a Saturday morning, right? You guys are here, so all of you are overachievers, but maybe you have a club member, you're looking for a renewals chair, and they're gonna be actually sending out postcards to people who haven't renewed after the renewal season is complete, and just asking them like, hey, you know, why did you leave? We miss you, please come back. So that person is gonna manage that process. Now I'm gonna ask Dennis Dawson, a superstar, to come on and talk to us about new clubs. How do you start them? What do we need to know, Dennis? Please welcome Dennis. And you're muted.
I know I'm muted here. I'm going to share my screen. Have to be sure I share my sound. And we should be sharing. All right, one more time, everybody, would you please give it up for me, because I'm so amazing. What an amazing superstar. I started a club this year. Oh my God, Dennis Dawson started a club. Dennis Dawson is the most amazing guy. Oh my God. Now, never say that again, okay? I started a club a couple of months ago. You know, about 16,000 people have started clubs in the past. And I don't want you to think, oh, you've got to be a superstar to start a club. I am no more a superstar than anybody else in this meeting. I come to it with the same level of expertise. When I started as a division officer or a district officer, same expertise that you have today, and I started clubs back then. So we're going to start clubs this year, folks. We're going to have a lot of fun doing it. Now, first of all, when are you going to start a club? Now? Now? Yes, now. Not soon, not next year, not when you get your momentum going. This is the time to start a club, because sometimes it takes a long time to get the club going. But right now, people are still feeling the isolation of the COVID virus. People are looking for a social outlet. And Toastmasters offers that. Next year, we're going to have a vaccine. You're not going to have the opportunity to take advantage of the people who are socially isolated. So this is the time to get going. Now, I want to talk about starting a corporate club. Martin, are you asking a question or are you just waving at me? Oh, you're frozen now. Okay. First of all, you want to find a company that's got more than 200 employees. Now, it used to be that you would say 200 employees in a location. And that was always kind of a challenge. I worked at a couple of companies where they had 1 to 150 employees in one office, and then there'd be others in another. And I could never get the club rolling because we didn't have enough bodies in one physical location. Well, at this point, clubs can be international. You can get people from all over the country. You can get people from the next city over. So there's absolutely no reason to restrict it to that 200 people in a single location. I will tell you right now, the Autodesk Club that we've started is an online club. It's going to remain an online club even after COVID goes away. And I believe that most corporate clubs, if they start during this COVID era, are going to remain that way for the rest of their existence. So there's absolutely no reason to wait. Now, the first thing you want to do is talk to your human resources department. You're not going to them to ask them permission, but you want to find out if they have any policies in place that have to do with starting clubs on the premises. You also want to find out if there are any policies that will work in your favor to create your club. Don't go in there immediately asking for corporate sponsorship or corporate money. Okay? You want to be sure that it's okay to start a club, but you really want this club to begin on its own merits with its own resources. If you go in there asking for money, they're immediately going to start trying to take control over your club forming process. And this is what had happened at Autodesk. One of our area directors last year, Katrina LaForce, had really seriously tried to start a club at Autodesk, did a lot of effort, but she was trying to do it by going through the HR department. And they were trying to figure out all the red tape and all the rules and all the ways that they would find a corporate sponsor, and it kind of died on the vine. It never got going. When I came in, I said, well, I tell you what, let's start the club, then maybe we'll talk about corporate sponsorship. So once I had already got the people together and submitted the paperwork, then I talked to a manager, and he's all gung-ho for Toastmasters. So I don't have to worry about any sort of funding or what have you. But Bet will tell you, as many people have said already, we want the people to pay their own dues. Don't look for the company to pay the dues for them. If you do that, then it becomes like any other company education program. People don't necessarily show up. They think it's kind of an extra thing, and they put their other duties before going to that particular company-sponsored training because they think that that's the correct priority. So instead, we want to take $45 from them so that every time they miss a meeting, they say, "Ooh, that just cost me $2.75. We want them to feel the pain of not attending the Toastmasters meeting. So a little skin in the game is really important. After you've figured out that it's okay to start your club and you're going to have the support from management, that's when you start to build the buzz. There was a Toastmasters of Autodesk channel on Slack before there was a Toastmasters club. If they don't already have a Slack channel or some sort of instant messaging channel set up for Toastmasters, that's the first thing that you want to create. You want to invite people to that channel. You want to talk up Toastmasters and start getting information out there to get people excited about the program. Tell everybody about the costs. Be sure that you mention the price almost immediately so that they know that it doesn't cost very much. Then tell them what happens in a typical Toastmasters meeting. Describe the pathways program so that they can start deciding which pathway is going to be right for them. Gather up names and email addresses. And then most importantly, it's time then to tell your story. And I'm going to share with you the speech that I gave at Autodesk in order to encourage people to join the club. It's a little long, it's 5 minutes, but I think it's worthwhile to see this. Toastmasters is a self-education organization where members work on communication and leadership skills in a safe and supportive environment. We all share a common set of goals, but the reasons we come to Toastmasters are as varied as the members themselves. Let me briefly share the reason I joined and have stayed with Toastmasters over a decade. Let me take you back to a dark time. It was 2003. I was a principal technical writer at Oracle in beautiful Redwood Shores, California. After years of unfettered, unregulated growth, suddenly the tech bubble burst. I was among the first people affected. I was out of work for a full year. I finally did find a job that I actually liked. I was writing questions for standardized high school exams. Unfortunately, that job paid about half what I'd been used to making. Then my former manager from Oracle threw me a lifeline. I joined her team at EMC, back in the technical writing trade. I dove into the work enthusiastically, happy to be back in my element. I spent the next couple of years kind of nose down in my cubicle. I was documenting SDKs and APIs, PDQ, AOK. I wanted to look busy all the time. I didn't want to get laid off again. Now, the office was relatively quiet with few distractions, but about 10 feet from my desk was this large conference room. Every Tuesday at noon, there was a different sort of meeting, unlike the others that they had throughout the week. For one thing, people laughed all the time. And every few minutes, there'd be this raucous applause. Afterward, people walked out smiling. It was uncanny and a little weird. I wondered who they were, and I wondered how I could get onto that project, whatever it was. Then one day, I saw a flyer in the break room. It was an invitation to a Toastmasters open house meeting. On the flyer were the two sweetest words in any language: free pizza. Now, I can't resist my favorite kind of food, free. So if whatever this Toastmasters thing was, I was all in. Now, I know you'll want to know, yes, the pizza was good, 6 varieties, including barbecued chicken. While I tried one slice of each, I listened to an interesting speaker. He talked about how Toastmasters had helped him to improve his public speaking and the practical advantages he gained by becoming a member. Guests were then invited to participate in table topics, a round of impromptu speeches. I've never been afraid of public speaking. I volunteered right away. I was asked how Toastmasters might change my life, and as I tried to answer, I choked up. It dawned on me that I didn't know any of my coworkers. I was going to work and going home day after day, but I wasn't having any fun. So I became a Toastmaster and everything changed. I got to know managers and interns, salespeople and engineers, young people and seasoned veterans. While I only occasionally saw these people on the job, we became good friends and peers thanks to Toastmasters. Now, I was unafraid of public speaking. That doesn't mean I was good. So in Toastmasters, we learned by giving prepared speeches that focus on development and delivery. Every speech is immediately evaluated. And then we also do those table topics, impromptu speeches that require us to think on our feet. My skills improved quickly. In fact, I gained a reputation at EMC for my speaking ability. I was chosen to represent the company at international conferences. I traveled to Paris, Jerusalem, Milan, London, and even Amsterdam. Eventually, my department was laid off, and I had to start the job search all over again. But thanks to table topics, I breezed through job interviews. I don't always get an offer, but the interviews go well. I easily found jobs at VMware, Cloudera, OmniSci, and now here I am at Autodesk. The skills I learned in Toastmasters have informed and improved my personal and professional success. It would be selfish of me to join Autodesk and not share this program with you. I want us to charter a new Toastmasters chapter right here in Autodesk this very month. So how about you? Are you ready to take your speaking and leadership skills to the next level? Do you want to gain more confidence and the ability to persuade others? Are you ready to make those changes now? Join the Toastmasters of Autodesk Slack channel to learn more about how you can put the Toastmasters program to work for you. All right. That's a fancy dancy cartoon and I enjoyed making it. But the important thing here, and I have to thank Beth and Lisa, in fact, they sent me a gift. They sent me the book, Stories That Stick. The big takeaway from that book is that telling your personal story is the best way to get people on board with you. And so I have this story about my experience in high tech, my experience coming to Autodesk. You have a story too. And if you can get that story into the hands of the people in your clubs, you're definitely going to have more success in getting people to sign in. Once you've got everybody ready to start that club, you actually schedule a demo meeting. I learned all of this from Cassandra Cockrell. She was a distinguished district leader prior to my becoming a district governor. First thing you need to do is carefully orchestrate the meeting. This is not something where you want just random people to come in and fill roles. You want to select anybody who is already an employee of the company and a Toastmaster to fill roles. If you can't get them, then you're going to bring in ringers. You're going to ask for an Ashley Harkness, an Ed Cullen, Sally Philbin right there. I see some faces right on the screen now. These are the kinds of people I would ask to come in and be the timer and be the awe counter, because you want your very best of the best to be filling these roles and doing them well. Now for your speaker, you want somebody who is good, but you don't want somebody who is super duper. You want someone who they can relate to and not be intimidated by. So you carefully choose a speaker. I chose Katrina LaForce, a really solid speaker, one of the members of Autodesk, but not necessarily someone who has won contests in the past. She was a fantastic speaker. But for the evaluator, that's where you want your very best speaker. I brought in Ashley Harkness as her evaluator for that meeting. I knew that she would get a quality evaluation, not a whitewash, and at the same time, it would have that support that you're looking for in a typical Toastmasters evaluation. You go on to table topics. Now, the table topics are all about what can Toastmasters do for you? What would you do if you were the leader you wanted to be? What message would you want to share with the world if you could find your voice? Get them talking in this way and talking to each other about how much they want to be a Toastmaster. You move on to questions and answers about Toastmasters, and then you create the club. In that meeting, you choose the club name by consensus from the group. You elect the club officers. You choose the meeting time and day. So before you've chartered, before you've done anything, the club is real. And then at the end, you say, okay, everybody, it's time to fill in your applications. It's time to start our club. And the idea is that after the demo meeting, you charter the club that day. That's your goal. And if you can't seal the deal by bringing in enough people in a company club, that's a time to consider taking the people you've started and move on to starting a community club. And Chuck's going to share some ideas about how you would go about starting that community club.
I guess that's my cue. Thank you, Dennis and fellow Toastmasters. Who knew you were a superstar artist too? So I'd like to speak about starting a public club, and in particular, a specialty Toastmaster club, something I'm currently engaged in. If you don't visit many clubs, you might assume they're all alike, but that isn't always the case. In the past few weeks, I've visited 22 clubs in many other states and countries, places like Great Britain, South Africa, Australia, New Zealand, even English-speaking clubs in Malta and Denmark. Besides having a blast, I'm getting a good overview of how these clubs operate and some of the great things they do differently. While all Toastmaster clubs do include the speaker, evaluator, and impromptu speaking roles, many have their own variations that add a lot to the overall experience. By starting a new club, you can adopt whatever protocol you like within the basic Toastmaster framework. Now, the reasons for starting a new club are many. Existing meetings might not meet on a day or time you're free, or an existing club might be too far away, at least in pre-COVID days. These are a few of the reasons, but today I'd like to focus on establishing a new specialty club. The specialty club can be formed around any special interest, whether it's history, astrology, geography, astronomy, sports, or even travel. You might even be a film buff, for instance, and want to talk about movies. There's no end to the list of specialty club ideas. Organizing this way, you can focus on your favorite topics while you improve your speaking skills. On the other hand, let's say you're not a corporate club, but you want to reach out to members of your profession or avocation, whether it's real estate, interior design, acting, healthcare, it doesn't matter. The point is a specialty club can be a great way to improve your speaking, generate friends and contacts, and keep the topics focused on your primary interests. Remember, in this new world of Zoom meetings and even hybrid meetings, we can extend our member network to anywhere in the world. The possibilities are endless. I'll give you an example. I know many Toastmasters who are concerned with the issues we should consider during these troubled times. And so I'm working to start a club that puts politics aside and focuses on newsworthy issues. Now, traditionally, we do steer away from controversial topics at Toastmasters. We keep it light. I get that. But while Toastmasters excels at teaching speaking skills, it's not exactly known for its compelling content. They say if you want compelling content, go to TED Talks where they discuss ideas that matter, but focus less on delivery. Now, I believe Toastmasters is the best self-improvement organization in the world, bar none. But why not discuss issues of the day while we become better speakers? I feel we need to become better at communicating controversial subjects. It's the one speaking skill Toastmasters does not teach. Granted, discussing an issue without becoming argumentative or adversarial is not for everyone. It's a speaking challenge for sure. But I've lost members in both my clubs because they wanted more compelling content. They didn't want to hear about your favorite summer dessert while so much is going on in the world. So using a high-performance leadership project, I formed an exploratory group to consider the best way to discuss controversial issues. Would it be a separate discussion group? Would it be an occasional meeting at our club where we opened it up to more provocative thoughts and ideas? Or would it be a separate online club dedicated to the issues of the day? And what would the protocol look like? Well, some of the issues might include COVID-19 and our future economy, the security of our upcoming election, climate change and our environment, social equality, immigration, Black Lives Matter, and so on. One of the questions we considered was, why not just have a discussion group? Why make it a Toastmaster club? Well, as Dennis said, first of all, Toastmasters International has an amazing network of 16,000 clubs in 141 countries. As Toastmasters, we can easily tap into that network. Secondly, by reaching out, we can get the views of others from all around the world and in other parts of the United States. I've been doing this. A discussion group would likely be local, and we'd only hear from our local community, which is not really a very wide net to cast. And finally, by keeping it open to existing Toastmasters, we'll get trained speakers who understand the importance of timing and impromptu speaking. So where am I on this? Well, the first task was to run a test meeting at my home club. It went well. One speech was on reparations, and it was followed by 1-minute round-robin comments afterwards. Table topics covered many issues of the day, and we fostered many insightful comments. No one argued or challenged. It was just about presenting your view in 1 to 2 minutes and then moving on to the next participant. Our GE discussed how well we did addressing these issues, without becoming adversarial or excited. And it went very well. So after that meeting, I recruited a set of officers to help establish the club. I put together a doodly video, which you've just seen with Dennis, which pitches the club idea. And then I began networking by visiting clubs in 8 other English-speaking countries and 8 other American states. Although based in our Division C, this club will have online members from all over the world. Once we get over 20 members, we can then charter with TLI. Of course, I'd encourage any of you to contact me if you'd like to join as a secondary online club, probably meeting once or twice a month. And remember, you can start your own specialty club, even if you only meet once or twice a month, to focus on whatever topic fascinates you. As I said before, Toastmasters is like an airline that can take you anywhere you want, whether it's going abroad to experience a meeting in South Africa or New Zealand, or whether it's forming a new club that can engage you in your other pursuits. Either way, your speaking skills and confidence will improve. Now, to wrap up, I'm going to try to share my screen here. And this video, it's going to kick you out. And this video is only 2 minutes, so let's give it a shot here. And go. And there you have it. It's quite easy to do these videos, although Dennis actually did his own drawings. You can pull up images, whatever. But if you do have an idea for a new club, in addition to your own, of course, I would recommend putting together a doodly video, and then you can bring it out to the world. I showed you an email link to it, which I can send to anybody I want to, but I am keeping it to Toastmasters. Thank you, Dennis. I'm going to hand it back to you.
Hey.
Hey, before Dennis steps in, Chuck, can you just post when the meetings are and things like that? People are, well, maybe it's just me that's asking, but in the chat, thanks.
All right, so I wanted to start a corporate club. Chuck wanted to start a community club. We're both at the same spot when it comes time to fill out the forms. I'm not going to walk us through each of the forms, but you can see there are 7 that you have to complete in order to actually charter your club. Now, it was a little confusing for me when I chartered the Autodesk Club, because I went to the Toastmasters website and your choices are find out more about chartering a club, and it's just information. The other one is, hey, I want to apply to charter my club. You click that link, and it's only after you have click that link that you get this list of documents available to you. At that point, since I'd already had my demo meeting, I already had people fill out the normal membership application instead of the charter membership application. I had already collected the dues and I prorated it improperly. When you charter a club for the first time, all members pay the full $45 to join the club. And then it's only after that that they prorate the dues. So for this dues period at Autodesk, everybody just has to pay half the dues, $22.50. Right. Oh, yeah. So that's one of the links. I'm actually going to share a whole list of links with you as soon as I'm finished here that will take you to the how to build a Toastmasters club. And it's got a link to every one of these forms. And what I want to emphasize is that you want to look at these forms before you have your demo meeting. You want to fill these forms out at the demo meeting so that you're able to then go ahead and charter your club. There's also that 3 and 4 alternate spreadsheet for submitting members and officers. You don't have to send individual membership forms for everybody in the club the way I did. You can instead use this spreadsheet and just list them. It's easier for you and it's easier for Toastmasters International. Take away from this, the first time you charter a club, don't try and do it yourself. I was in a position where I had to do it myself. I actually contacted Julie and said, who's our club extension chair? And she said, oh, we don't have one. How about you? And that's how I got to go through the trial by fire of starting a club without that assistance. Once you start your club, though, your job isn't finished. It's kind of like a marriage. You think that you've accomplished something. Actually, you're just starting a journey. So at the wonderful Autodesk Club, where we've got 40 members, when you've got 40 members, you've got a whole different set of problems that you have to deal with. How do you get all of these people through their icebreakers? Who's going to do the evaluations? I have a whole bunch of things to think through and figure out. I've been bringing in ringers to do our evaluations to get us started. Only after 6 weeks did I start allowing our members to give evaluations because they've seen enough at this point, even though they haven't given their 3 speeches. We're at a point where they can start doing it themselves. And this is the takeaway from this slide. It's very easy to think that you have to do it all. You have to be the club for them. When you're the president or the founder, you've got to do every role and you've got to tell everybody exactly how to do things. After about 4 weeks of heavy hands-on, you're going to let go and you're going to watch some things that are not done properly. And you're going to have a vice president of education who has his own kind of scheduling form that he wants to use that he thinks is better. And you know that yours is better, but you bite your tongue. You back off, you allow it. And then you find out, of course, that his is better in the long run. So heavy hands-on at first, a lighter touch, because you can't move on from your club until they're able to fend for themselves. And that's the lesson that Ralph Stanley learned all those years ago. That's the lesson that we have to continually learn and continually grow from so that we can then go on to start clubs. So I expect every one of you to start a club by the end of December. And I'm here to help every one of you do that. Thanks for your time. Beth, back to you.
All right, Dennis, I will never tell you what a superstar you are anymore. And if I say it, please remind me like, no, don't say that anymore. I just get excited sometimes. All right, everyone, it is now time to go to our breakout sessions. And now our division directors, you please stick it to 20 minutes, guys, so that your teams can have a break, have some lunch, enjoy their family, enjoy the fresh air, whatever it is people do when they're not doing Toastmasters. I don't know what that is. But anyways, division directors, okay, I'm going to go ahead and put everyone in a room. So please be ready to go to the room when I create it. So I hope everyone is now labeled correctly. If you do not have your label properly, I'm not going to be able to put you in the right place. So please have your label, you're renamed correctly. All right, so sorry for not having this already done. I was completely captivated by this amazing speech. So while I'm waiting, maybe Carolyn, what are some of the things you're going to discuss in your breakout while I'm just moving people into the right room?
We are going to discuss those area reports. We're going to discuss dates for the contest, and we're going to discuss first and foremost how everyone is feeling, how we're connecting with one another.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Robin, what should people expect in your breakout room? Just so they
we're gonna have a good time meeting up again. We had our first meeting maybe 3 weeks ago. So we're gonna connect again and figure out how many people have done their reports or where are they on the reports, and maybe talk about starting a new club.
All right, that's wonderful. All right, and let's see what's going to happen with Kate. Kate, what are you guys going to talk about today?
You know what? We had our division message yesterday. We had a good powwow, and we're ready, and we're going to resolve some last minute issues. We're a strong division, and I'm glad for this opportunity to do a final wrap up so we get through September and October in fine form. Thanks.
Okay. It's really, really hard, guys, because everyone's name is like a little bit different. If people could just rename themselves and maybe start with your division letter at the very beginning of your name, it's going to make this job like 35% faster, if not 100% faster. So if everyone could just sort of go in there, rename yourself so that I can just see the division, the area that you start with. So it'd be like B7. There we go. B7. That's what I'm looking for. And I'm sorry for asking you to do this again. I feel like I'm just asking people all the time.
If we're a district chair, we just hang out.
You can just go, or you could join. You could tell me which one. If you want to join a specific place, if you want to go to A or something, hang out with your friends. Ah, there we go. Yeah, if rename yourself so it's the very beginning, that's going to help me a ton here. And I also know who's awake still and who's stepped away to eat lunch. Right?
Last year we had.
Okay. All right. I see the C's. And if you're the division director, please put the C at the front of your name. That's going to help me a lot.
This is Donica.
Hey, Donica.
I only have Brooke today. So if you want to send us.
Okay, I will.
For G.
Okay, will do. And I'm going to probably have someone help me do this next time because I shouldn't do everything myself. This is why we have teams, right?
Okay. You bet. I'm really, really good at this.
Are you?
After having pushed 60 or more people into breakout rooms for Speechcraft. So call on me.
I should have done that, guys. I was so excited about all the things happening so far today. Okay, I'm doing D. Good. Oh my gosh, D people are on it this morning. Thank you. All right, let's see about A, B, C, D, E.
Did you do C, Bet?
You know what? I did do C.
Oh, I should be getting a link, right?
You will in a minute.
Okay.
You will in a minute. What are you going to talk about this morning, Chuck?
Oh, everything and anything.
Okay, well, that doesn't sound very organized. All right, how about my E?
Talk about puppies.
Puppies? What? That sounds like way too much fun. All right, the E's, I don't have enough E's. Are people, okay, people, I feel like some people are not naming themselves easily. All right, E's, and now let's see A, B, C, D, E, F. F's. Who have got my F's? F. All right, and D. This is like way too much stress. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. All right, so you only have.
Yeah, just pick an I.
But I got to find all of you, Donica. I got a lot of Donicas. H. All right. Oops, I mean H. All right. And do we have everyone for H this morning? Catherine, what are you going to talk about?
Yeah, first I will check in with everyone to see how they are doing, and then second I will present my division success plan.
Ooh, oh my goodness. I'm telling you guys, success plans are very exciting. All right, I am pretty much almost done. I've discovered that Dana had her name a little bit different, so it was a little bit hard. All right, does anybody want to go to any of my chairs? Do you know, if you want to go to a specific room, can you please put the number in the beginning? And then that way, Hans, do you want to go to any specific room?
Say what? Oh, yeah, go ahead and put me in F.
All right, I figured that you wanted that, but I just want to double check. All right, I'm about to click open all rooms, so please click add, and then when you guys are done, just go home, go and have a fun day, okay? Have a great time. Bye, everyone. All right, there's a few people unassigned, and let me just see. Okay, so Hans, I'm going to assign you to F. Ed, you want to go anywhere? You're on mute, but you're saying, it seems like you're saying no.
No.
All right, Emil wants to go to C, but he dropped. Anyone else want to go anywhere?
You can put Sally and I in D.
Sally, someone's speaking for you. Do you want to go to D?
I want to go to F. Smita.
Uh-oh, Smita, I don't know what happened. I'm so
Yeah, Sally put a D in front of her name, so you may have already picked me up.
Smita, did I send you to the wrong room?
That's right. That's okay.
Oh my gosh.
It's okay, I understand.
You shouldn't understand. You know it's wrong. I messed up. Okay, so you want to go to F. Do I do this to you all the time, Smita?
No, never.
Okay.
This is first time.
Okay, good. All right, I have now sent you to F. So have a great day, Smith. Thank you. All right, Venkat, do you want to go to I?
Actually, I would skip out.
I can't believe it.
I just wanted to say hello to you.
Oh.
Smith is still here.
One reminder to you, but after you're done with this.
Okay, let me just make sure. Does anyone want to go anywhere? Anyone who's not assigned somewhere? Kevin! Oh my gosh, it's so nice to see you.
I've been hiding in the back, listening.
As I say, hiding in the weeds.
He's been lurking.
You know, Kevin, we have a lot of work to do around the DLC.
I have a plan.
I know. Do you want to present in October? We have time on the schedule.
Yes.
All right. Well, I will start putting together that agenda. All right, Venkat, tell me what's your big announcement?
Oh, a reminder, not an announcement. I think as a newsletter editor, I'm looking for articles and ideas and anything to be included in the newsletter all the time. So the next one is going to go out next week. So if you have anything, send it to me.
All right. You know what, Venkat, I really appreciate the reminder. Right, George? Like, we need to have reminders, Venkat, because everyone's ridiculously busy. So,
no problem.
Can you drop us a note right now?
Yeah, I will.
Like what date you need that? And George, I know we've got stuff for Train the Trainer and all kinds of things. Linda, I think it would be good to maybe ask for questions about treasurers or something. Maybe we could do a call for something because we're probably not going to have materials yet for that. And Kevin, do you want to start the DLC? You want to start calling for leaders for next year in the newsletter? You can't start too early, right?
That works for me.
Well, I mean, I didn't do this before, but I sent a message this time around to everybody on the chat asking for articles. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that every time in DECM.
Why not, right?
Kat, when do you need?
Well,
something?
if you want it to go out in September, it's going to be really fast. But if your topic is such that it doesn't have to make it to the September thing and you have a lot of substance, you can go out in the October issue. So then you have a lot of time.
Okay.
If it has to be September, it has to be in the next few days.
Okay. Yeah, I like deadlines because that's how I run things.
I will send an email
Thank
to you. Yeah.
Helps me a lot.
All right.
George, I sent you a DocuSign for the budget. Actually, it went to Beth. She signed it. It should come to you.
Then Kat, send us a reminder.
I
And
will.
Copy Kevin on
Hi, Mona.
him to put something in the letter.
Okay. I'm gonna do the trio, Ed, Kevin, anybody else?
You know what? Send it to actually.
Oh, Linda, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, but actually, could you just copy the DLC roster? Actually, you don't even need to do that anymore because we have area directors now as a group. Actually, can he send it to them, George, or is that an internal only? Like you and I can send emails to the
I'm
area.
sorry, what document are we talking about?
If NCAT wants to send an email to all the area directors, can he use that group ID?
Yes, I believe you can.
Great. So there's a new group ID, NCAT. You can drop a mail to everyone, division directors at D57 and also area directors. So just ask them, say like, hey, do you have any excitement in
Okay.
saying,
Where would I find this ID?
Vince, I'll send you an email that gives you those two group names, okay?
Okay, wonderful. Thanks.
Okay, yeah. Let's
That's all
just.
I-
everyone.
That's all I need. Thank you so much.
Hey, Mona, don't go yet. Mona.
Oh.
Okay. Real quick, I'm going to send an email to you and Rebecca. And so whenever you finish up the notes, send, like let me and the group take a look at them, but then send them to Rebecca so that she can sign off on like, this was good. And I'll send an email about that. But I think,
am I going to expect any recording from this meeting? Recording, messages, anything?
we're still recording. Hold on.
Yes.